Hello everyone, thank you for stopping by my channel. My name is Cornelia Kofi, and if you've seen my first two videos, then you would see that I am on a journey to creating the life that I want as somebody who has been living in survival mode for a very long time. I basically created this channel to document my journey, also to share some tips to anyone out there who is going through life, just surviving or even having the victim mentality, as I have been there and I am still on my journey. So, yeah, welcome. I'm sorry, my mind, my thoughts is everywhere. Today I will be sharing with you 10 tips. Is it 10 or 9? 9 tips on how you can, journey from the survival mode into a better version of yourself. I know these tips that I'm about to share with you helped me significantly when I first started my journey, and they are very helpful tips. And so I hope that by sharing them with you, you can also apply them to your life and you can, be a better version of yourself. So the first tip that I'm going to share with you is practice mindfulness. I cannot stress this enough. When I first started my journey, it was very difficult for me to practice mindfulness. And the way you practice mindfulness is just becoming aware of your thoughts and emotions. And this is something that I didn't play with at all, mostly because the books that I had read also had, emphasized on mindful practices. And so I would literally be I feel like I would be zoned out into me, and so I was always just catching my thoughts and basically just making sure that no thought passes by me without assessing them or being aware of them. And as stressful as that may seem, living in survival mode for me was far worse than taking the day and saying that, I'm going to be aware of my thoughts and my emotions. And by so doing, I was able to ask myself deeper questions whenever I felt maybe anger. I would ask myself, because I was aware of that emotion, I would ask myself, why was I angry? Is it because this person did something bad to me, or is it something totally different from even the emotion that I am feeling? And I would sometimes realize that it has nothing to do with the said person that even ignited that emotion, but something that has to do with me. And so by staying aware of myself and my emotions, my thoughts, I started catching bad thoughts and bad emotions, and actually started working towards how to make create better feelings and emotions. I do know that our emotions and feelings are all there to help us better our journey in life. They are not bad things. And I don't know about you, but for me growing up, being angry, being jealous, all these negative emotions and feelings, when you felt them, you were frowned upon, because why are you feeling that? Not knowing these are emotions and feelings to better help us to understand ourselves as humans. But nobody taught us that. Taught me that, and I had to learn it the hard way. And so practice mindfulness. Check in with yourself. When you start to feel any bad emotions or thoughts, just be aware of them. Ask yourself how you can make them better for you. You can also start another way you can practice mindfulness is by meditation or deep breathing. Practicing deep breathing, I did both of them, and it was not easy. I also want to put out there that anytime you start doing any of these things, incorporating any of these steps into your daily lives, it is going to be hard because you're not used to it. You're used to, being living in survival mode or having the victim mentality, and this is something totally different. And so it's gonna feel tedious, and it's gonna feel like you want to die. You don't want to go forward with it. But just be kind to yourself. Whenever you're able to do it, praise yourself. Whenever you're not able to do it, also be kind to yourself and move on the next day. The second tip that I'm going to share with you is to focus on your basic need. I know that when you are living in survival mode like I was, listen, you probably have it's not okay. Before I even touch on focusing on your basic needs, I know for me instance, I was somebody who had so much dreams and aspirations, and I had things that I was interested in doing, and so I was living in survival mode, yet I had all these dreams and aspirations in me, and sometimes I would ignore my basic needs and I would just be thinking about all of these ideas that I have in me. Meanwhile, I am not in a healthy place to even pursue these dreams that I had. And so just focus on the basic needs like clothing, shelter, your space, cleaning your space, food. Put your dreams and your aspirations for now in a safe box and concentrate on the very basic stuff. If I know sometimes it can be so overwhelming when you're in a place where you're living in survival mode, and sometimes you feel like you're not doing enough, you're a failure, and all of these things because you also feel like you're not achieving your goals and your dreams. Listen, however you're feeling is valid. I do understand you, but I want you to take a step back, taking a deep breath, and concentrate on the basic stuff around you, your basic needs. It is a life changing. Once you take care of all of those things and you make sure that you're good in those areas, thinking and achieving those bigger dreams will come eventually. The third thing that I want to talk about is identify your triggers. Pay attention to the situations and the people that trigger feelings of fear or anxiety. I know that in my case, being with my ex-boyfriend drove my anxiety to a million because it was such an abusive relationship, and I was so scared of him. I was always anxious. I was always in a fearful place. I feared for my life. I was just living in fear, in survival mode, and I was basically just wishing that I wasn't even a part of this world. So I just want you to pay attention to your triggers. Which people around you trigger any fearful emotions or even spike your anxiety. But pay attention to these things, be mindful of them. If it is people that you need to cut out of your life for the time being and then concentrate on yourself, do it. If it is a certain situation that triggered you to live in fear, to live with anxiety, pay attention to these things and eliminate them if you can, or seek advice or protection from the police, anybody at all around you that can help you out. Do this. But whatever you do, start paying attention to situations that cause you to your heart rate to rise up. Pay attention to them. The fourth one that I am going to talk about is, listen, it's so big. Practice gratitude. When I started practicing gratitude, I started seeing things change for me. Sometimes I would feel so overwhelmed with life, but I would still go on my knees. I don't know who you believe. I don't know what you do, but for me, I do believe that there is a God. And so when I woke up, I would thank God for life. Even if I didn't feel like I had anything to be grateful for, I would thank Him for life, because I knew that as long as that I had life, that means that I wasn't done. This was just another chapter that was going to pass. However hard it may seem at that time, it was still going to pass, and I had to just get through it. I had to get through the day. And so I would say I'm grateful for life, and I'm grateful for my son. These are the two things that for a very long time These were the only two things that I was praying about. God, I thank you for life, and I thank you for my son. Amen. That's it. That is it. I was not stressing prayers. I was not putting so many words in my prayers. No, because I basically didn't have the energy for it. I didn't have the mind for it, and I didn't want to do it. But I was indeed grateful for life, because it could be worse. I could be dead. And then my story had ended. But as long as I had life, I had something to be grateful for. Even though I couldn't feel it, or I wasn't really feeling like my life was going in the way that I wanted, I was still grateful for life. And so practice gratitude. What are you grateful for? I mean, amidst everything that is going on, amidst the craziness, that you're using all your strength to survive, and to to even rise up from bed. Apart from that, what are you grateful for? The fifth practice that I want us to talk about is setting realistic goals. Break down your larger goals into smaller achievable steps. I cannot stress this enough. If you get easily overwhelmed like me, and also you're living in survival mode, you don't have the time for cramping all your goals and all your dreams and everything into one basket. I know I couldn't do it. I would set smaller goals. Like I said, put your dreams and your goals in a safe box. I'm not saying forget about them. Put them in a safe place. Leave them in God's hand, and take care of the things around you right now. I basically just jotted all my goals down, eliminated the ones that felt like it was tedious, and I broke down all the other dreams into smaller achievable sets. It wasn't about anybody, it was about me, my journey, and how I can do it, and do it well. Do it so that I don't have to come back the next 6 months down the line and say, I wish I had started. No, whatever the case is, it is your journey. You know how best you can set smaller achievable goals, so do that. And the sixth tip is create a routine. I know living in survival mode is just it's crazy. I know it was crazy for me, and sometimes you feel like there is no order in your life. You just need some you just need some form of order, just so you can live through the day. I know that is how I felt. And so what you should do is create a routine, however small that routine is. Created. The seventh tip that I will be talking about is practice self-compassion. If you are living in survival mode, you feel like you're stuck, your life is not going the way you want it to go, you are overwhelmed with life, with bills, with everything it is to be human, I need you to be kind to yourself. The world will tear you apart. Listen, leave the hating to people in the world. They will do it for you. You don't have to join them. You don't have to do that to yourself also. Practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself. On days where you're able to achieve your goals, the smaller achievable goals that you set, the days that you're able to do that, be kind to yourself. Love yourself a bit more. Tell yourself how proud you are of yourself. On days where you're not able to achieve it because that day was not it, and that you just needed to lay down in bed the whole day, be kind to yourself. I don't want you to go back and be hard on yourself because you said you were going to do something and you didn't do it, and so this is where you're going to throw stones at yourself. No, be kind to yourself. When you achieve them, be kind. When you are not able to achieve them, be kind. It is a journey. Each and every day is different. Some days you're going to wake up and then you're going to be able to achieve whatever goal you set for yourself. Other days you're just gonna lay in bed. I know it took me 2 years for me to change my living space, to paint my room, to change the space. That is how long it took me for me to be able to create this version of myself. And so Enjoy every bit of it. Cry when you need to, laugh when you need to, smile when you need to, lay in bed when you need to, go for a run when you're able to. However your day presents itself, take it, enjoy it, and then move on to the next day. One thing that I always said to myself and still say to myself is, dear God, I'm grateful for today, and I'm thankful for tomorrow, because I know tomorrow brings the best. That means that I get to experience life in its fullest form, however it may present itself. This is the prayer that I would pray each and every day. I get to experience life in its fullest and beautiful form, however it may present itself. And so this prayer over time became a mantra, and then each and every day I would say it. And so be kind to yourself. You don't, listen, hating yourself is hard. Good. One thing that I would also always be say to myself was, what is the hardest for me to do? Is it being hard on myself? Being hard on myself came so easy. And so what is the hardest for me to do? That is being kind to myself, and that is what I strive to do. Whatever situation that I am in, I ask myself this question: what is the hardest for me to do in this situation? And if that situation, if that the hardest thing for me to do in that situation was maybe being kind to myself, breathing in, pausing before I talk, that is what I strive to do. Because the easiest things that came to me are things that I have grown up with. Those were my old habits and attitudes that I was trying to get rid of. So you can incorporate these things into your daily life and see how best it will help you. The next point that I'm going to talk about is seek growth opportunities. Look for opportunities to learn and grow from your experiences. Every challenge that you face can be an opportunity for personal development and resilience building. I know now I can look back and say I am grateful for the experiences that I had with my ex-boyfriend, and the experiences that I've had throughout my entire life, because they have brought me to this particular point in my life. And I know that when you're living in survival mode, or you're living as a victim, or you feel like the world and the universe is against you, basically you don't see it, and it's okay. It is okay. But know that all of these things that you're going through are things that are supposed to build you up. It is an opportunity for you to build resilience, and also to develop yourself. You have so much power when it comes to your life. I want you to know that the universe is not against you. God is not against you. He even said it in the Bible. For those of you who believe in the Bible, he said it. He says, for I know the plans that I have for you, and it is to prosper you. It's of good thoughts, and it's to prosper you, something like that. Please, 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 look for the quotes and then put it in. But it says something like that, right? And so seek for growth opportunities however way you can. Read books. I read so many books, and that is how best I could. Just know that the current situation that you're in is an opportunity for you to grow and develop yourself. The next step that I would say to you that I struggled with, and up until recently didn't even work towards, was set boundaries. I didn't know how to set boundaries. I didn't know how to say no. But you need to learn to say no to activities or communities that drain your energy, and things that make you feel overwhelmed. So however or whoever it is, however difficult, if you're a people's pleaser like me, saying no is a difficult thing. And so I want you to listen, say the no and feel the bad. Say the no and feel the bad. If you have to say no and feel bad, say it and feel the bad. Bury your face in the pillow. I know I did it so many times. Feel the irkiness or the achiness. Listen, however way you need to feel it. But set boundaries, because some people out there are just will just drain you. As long as you give them the the opportunity, they are going to drain your energy. And remember, you are living in survival mode. You are basically drained with your own life, and so this is not the time to be allowing other people to drain you. Say no, cry in your pillow, and then breathe in and go on. I don't want you to suppress any feeling. Welcome all the feelings that you're feeling, and don't let any do not let the way you were feeling stop you from your goals. Remember, you are not your feelings. That is one thing that I loved from listening to Dr. Joe Dispenza and reading Living Untethered. You are not your feelings. You are not your emotions. You are not your situation. You are just experiencing them, and this is you. You know, all of these things are there to just, again, develop you. It is life experiences. Experience them and then move on. And so I'm just going to go through the list again, and I'll end there. So the first tip was practice mindfulness, focus on basic needs, identify triggers, practice gratitude, create a routine, set realistic goals, create a routine, practice self-compassion, seek growth opportunities, and set boundaries. I do hope that these tips help you as they've helped me get to my caring state. And I will see you in my next video. Please, please, please like, subscribe, come back. I am trying to build a community, a family for myself. And I am delusional, but hey, it takes a bit of delusion to get your dreams to work. And if I am able to get here from that state that I was in, who is to say that I won't be able to achieve anything that I set my mind to? So please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you. Bye.